Hey guys, how's it going? This is Dave Sebastian, coordinator of mentoring arts programming with Wayside. We are back together again. I hope everybody had a good holiday weekend. Everybody's safe and stuff. Been a terrible time for swimming. So I hope everybody's doing pretty good. I'm excited to be back here with you guys. Always having a lot of fun with y'all. If you guys didn't see, over the weekend, I did a show, a comic book convention.
This is Dave Sebastian.
One second here.
Arts programming with Wayside.
Hey.
Back together again.
Sorry about that, guys. So this weekend I was at the Northeast Comic Con in Boxborough, Massachusetts. Wicked excited to have been a part of it. A lot of great people there. A lot of great artists there. I got to meet some really exciting folks like Eric Bornstein, who is just an unbelievable guy and an incredible artist. I met Billy West, who signed some of my artwork, which was beyond exciting. We were working on that Futurama, or I was working on that Futurama skateboard for a long time, and I finished it up, and I thought I was going to sell it, and then it didn't work out. And then somebody suggested, hey, you should have Billy West sign that. He does two of the characters on the show's voices. Okay. And so that's what I did, and he was incredibly gracious. What an incredible guy. I felt really, really lucky to shake his hand, to be a part of it. And I'll tell you, like, every time I go, to this con, this is my second time setting up at the con. I think it's my third time going to this con. I've been doing cons on and off, though, since about 99. I'm not good at it. Though this week was probably, like, I do well at this show. Like, I probably made, I sold about 5 collages, I guess. And I hate to lose them, I really hate to give them away. But they were made to sell, really. They're made to teach to the young adults that I work with. If you guys are interested in checking them out, they're at hashtag the Open Comic Project on Instagram. And I'd love for you guys to check them out and give me some feedback. I'm really always looking for feedback on my work. And you guys are the best one, because you've actually watched me make the stuff and you've been with me. Like, one of the greatest things for me about live streaming is that I get a chance to get, like, real-time feedback, and that kind of stuff. And I will say to, like, my anyone who's watched me a few times, that I realize the way I'm doing it is kind of a little bit like a Patreon approach, but that's just kind of how I work. What I'm trying to do is learn how to edit, so that I could give you guys our stuff faster, so that we could so I could edit multiple ones together and create time lapse of that. I've been able to do it a couple of times, but streaming 5 times a week, you gotta, there's things you can't work on. But I'm going to get some of those things together again now that we've done several more projects. I'm going to build some more of those things, and I will send them out to you guys. We have a lot of projects going on. Tomorrow is the first day that we're reopening the studio at 68 Henry Street in Framingham. This is the Greenhouse Graphics Art Studio in the basement of Tempo Young Adult Resource Center. At the moment, we're just going to be working digitally there for the first couple of sessions, because I have to move the 2 years worth of collected gear back to the studio so that so that we can work with that stuff, and I've kind of right now I've definitely, like, pasted myself into a corner with art supplies. You have to keep investing in the program as time goes on, and so it's important for me to get things for the future. All right. So why don't we start talking about what we're going to do and how we're going to do it? Because that's the job, right? I mean, that is the job. So this is our work surface here. This is gesso board. It's made by Ampersand. They are an incredibly good company. Sorry about the reflection. They're a very, very good company, and they make a really great products. They make the scratch board that I use. They make the gallery depth hard, gesso boards. They make these super flat that I'm able to use in, it looks like it's 1/8 of an inch thick panel. I use these in my custom made frames from Dry River Woodworks on Etsy. I will put their link in our description. Todd is a fantastic guy, if any of you guys out there need anything. And he's making all of his stuff out of reclaimed barn wood, which is just awesome. In fact, the best piece that I've gotten from him, I put on a Grendel collage that I did. If you guys are interested, search at Grendel or at Matt Wagner, or my site, which is at toast, the word 20 and the number 3. Or you can just go back and see where we made it in videos. Here. And the frame was the most interesting of the barnwood frames so far. It had, nail holes in it and other types of hardware that had clearly been embedded in this wood, and it had all turned dark. It was just a really beautiful frame. And I paint all my frames black. And so to have that particular one, I just couldn't paint it black. I really liked it. I really loved looking at it, and I thought it was cool. First piece of artwork I sold. Very first one. Really exciting to sell it, but, emotionally disrupting in some way. I also sold my Watchman piece, which was kind of a big thing for me, and a few other things. I honestly can't even totally remember the ones that I sold, When I take everything out, I'm sure I'll remember. But what I did realize is that I have to do more collages. We've been working on models and skateboards and other things, toys. And so today we're going to get back to working in collage for a little while, kind of see how it goes. Lately I've been jumping around a little bit as in our art creation. I feel like nobody really, it's hard to hold interest for multiple sessions for me. So I'm excited to be able to jump around a little and show you guys some different stuff. Today we're going to try to just focus on collage though, and maybe for the next couple of days. All right. So this is ampersand gesso board. It's masonite with a ceramic gesso blend on the front. This is a really, really good and receptive surface for pretty much everything I've put on it. It's really good with paint marker. It's really good with pencil. Just really, really nice product, Now, does it cost some money? Yeah, it costs some money, but not too bad. Like the 4x4 I've been using are under $2, and you can't go wrong under $2. Now that is only this big, right? 2 inches by 2 inches. But I think this particular one, the 11x17, is maybe like $10. Is that a lot? Yeah, I guess. I'm not going to say it's not a lot for me, but there's an assumption that goes along with what you buy for your work surface, right? And that assumption is that it's not going to be good, right? So if you grab like an old piece of newsprint and you do your drawing on it, that's because, who cares? It doesn't matter, right? It's not going to be good. I would suggest for everyone out there that you assume no matter what, it's going to be really good. It's going to be awesome because you're awesome. And because otherwise, who's going to be confident in your work if not you? We're counting on you. You're counting on you. Like you're the person, right? It's like, I work with a lot of folks who say, I just want to be good at something. I want to be able to control my environment. Well, no one can draw like you. And you are God in the context of your sketchboard or your work surface. You make whatever decisions there are to make. This is powerful and exciting, and so that's where you should go, you should never not be confident in your own stuff. And if you think your stuff is going to be good, then you wouldn't possibly do it on a crappy surface. You know what I mean? Like you'd want to do it on a really good surface. Because after you're done creating it, right, you're going to do something with it. Now, you might not sell it, like, that might not be what you're making art for. But if you're going to have it up on the wall in your space, you don't want it to look like artwork pinned to the fridge with a magnet. You want it to look good. You want it to look intentional, like you made it to hang there. And I'm not saying you need to frame your work, and I'm also not saying you can't work on any surface you want, because I worked for years on found objects and things like that. Those are really fun. But I would argue that you want to make things that are easy to share before you make things that are requiring an effort from people. Folks always talk about Duchamp and the urinal. And you know what? The urinal is amazing, but the only reason that Duchamp could do the urinal, is because he had done a herd of great stuff leading up to it. If he had just showed up with the urinal, people would be like, dude, it's just a urinal. But he had created this like incredible body of work that's convinced people that he was a great artist, and then that helped to suggest that I'm doing something new, and my skill conveys what I'm trying to tell you. That I know what I'm doing here. There's a really funny thing, which is that people all the time say, oh, modern art, my kids could have done that. Jackson Pollock, he kicked a can of paint over. Like, how bad is that? And he's getting millions for his paintings. First off, Jackson Pollock is dead. He's not getting any money for anything. Second, it's a level of brilliance in being a painter that's missing from the concept of modern art being easy. So that is a total slide there, like whatever. But always, always, always have confidence in your own work. It's very important, and it's what you want to do, because if you're not confident in it, no one else will be. All right, here is our work surface. Now, the only problem I have with this work surface right now is it is extremely white. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take some painter's tape. Get our other stuff out of the way here. All right. I'm going to take some painter's tape. Is it over there? Yep. Right, cool. And we're just going to tape this guy down a little bit. And then we're just going to paint it black, because that's a good surface for me to have under the collage, so that you can see the spots you've missed, and if there are spots that it isn't possible to cover, because I often run out of room, then the black will take up some of that space, especially in the context of this collage, because really well printed, the new printing has some beautiful blacks. Most of the stuff I do is, curvies and stuff, so the print quality is not always awesome. Not to mention, back in those days, there was only 4 colors. So you couldn't get the kind of saturation that you can get in today's printing, All right. So you just stick this guy down real quick, just move everything else back. Whoops. I'm going to drop something. Oh, my eraser. All right, and then we break out some paint. Just got to grab a paintbrush. All right, I'm using like a 2-inch Princeton brush for this. Princeton makes some absolutely awesome brushes. I abuse the crap out of my brushes. I don't even need anything this good. I started just using Liquitex brushes, and you wouldn't believe how good they are. Oh. There you go. Oh. Looks like there's a little bit of something stuck on here that's in the way. But that's probably some paint to start with anyway. Obviously we're not making a painting with this. We're making a base ground, so there's really no reason to sweat coverage, opacity, any of those things, because this is just a ground underneath our glue. All right. Now, one thing we do need out of it is we need it to not be too toothy. If you get too much paint on and it's like thick and stuff, when you start to glue and bray and push and stuff, you can peel color off. And if this color comes off of this surface, you know what happens, right? The collage comes off with it. So we can't have that. So just want to try to make sure that I'm evenly coating it, you know, give it a good solid wipe, and just make sure it's thin, you know. Oh, miss this corner. Can't miss anything. All right. So once we got a pretty good coat on there, you know, that's all we need. It's just for it to be black. All right. Now we grab this guy and move him over here to dry. All right. And now we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of collage making. I just listened to this great song. It was called Pot Roast and Kisses. All right, so what I've already done is to take our book apart. Now I'll just tell you real quick how we do it. How I do it. Let me see. I'm sure I have a comic right here that I can use. Hold on one second. Whoa. How's that? You guys like that? All right. So this is a Spidey Tales. This is, of course, reprints. I don't, actually it's very funny that reprints are actually worth money now as well as the actual issues. This one here was originally published. This says it was published in 1974, but it was a reprint of a book that came out in 1965. So this is a great issue of Spidey. John Romita Sr., really brilliant guy, took over for Ditko and revolutionized the way the characters looked, especially guys like the Kingpin. This is all the Kingpin beating the crap out of a bunch of people. It's very funny that I just did a Kingpin piece, and this book is pretty much all Kingpin scenes. Wow. One of the fun things about these old books, or convenient things, I should say, is that there's an ad on the back of every page of artwork, meaning if I want to use this page, I don't lose anything because there's an ad on the back, Yeah, it's really skinned J. Jonah Jameson. So what I'm doing is, kind of screwing around. But you come here to the center, we pull our staples, we empty the book out, and then just go through and decide kind of what panels that I want, and generally cut them out, tear the whole book into pieces. And a couple of the things I'm doing is separating the books out, removing the borders, and removing all text. I occasionally use special effects or a small piece of text deliberately, but we remove the text created for the book in the intentional process. Reason for that is that what I'm trying to do is to tell a different story instead of the story that was intended, or a different perspective on the same story. You know what I mean? And that's kind of fun. So that's what we're trying to do here. You know what I'm saying? All right, cool. So that's how I would take a book apart when I take books apart. Now I've already done that with this issue 3 of the Gunslinger. I think it's the Gunslinger Born, right? And so what I have out here is some of the issues and the sides of the artwork that I want to use. So one of the first things that I always do is lay out all the artwork so that I can look at it. These pieces up top here are, let's see if I can move the camera up a little. You guys can see a little more. Get rid of me. There we go. Whoa, there's nothing like reflection on. These books are pretty shiny, you know what I mean? So there's definitely some reflection. All right, so we just keep laying these things out. Some stuff I know I'm not going to wind up using, but isn't junk enough to justify throwing it away. So just try to lay everything out. Sometimes I don't even know why I kept a piece, you know. This work, I don't know, you know, like without the reflection, is Jay Lee, an absolutely brilliant illustrator. If you've ever read The Dark Tower, in my opinion, this is what The Dark Tower looks like. This like low fog and open spaces and stuff. Very, very cool stuff. You see, some of this stuff is just witchy, weird, you know. This character here is Elgin Jonas, and he's one of the big coffin hunters. Eldred Jonas. Sorry about that. This is part of Robin Firth is writing a significant history of Midworld and in that kind of stuff. In the back of these the back of the comics, I'd like to say that I've read a lot of it, but I haven't, because there's a lot going on, and there's an awful lot of Dark Tower books now. So even just to get through all of them, wound up having to leave some stuff by the wayside. You know what I mean? All right. So we take our pile here because now we're starting to put pieces that we've kind of already decided on. Love this piece right here, this pencil drawing. Really beautiful. This is the spider god, the Crimson King. I gotta spread out a little bit more. I'm running out of space here. So you see this, where to go? This sketch is the cover, you know, the cover sketch. It's like really, really cool. I was thinking there's an opportunity here, since they're both, looks like pretty much the same size, that you could cut pieces of the pencil out and intersperse them with pieces of the final painted artwork, which is something I'm really interested in doing. This character has a large role in the collage, I think. He's going to be significant. Sometimes it's nothing, you know, like I grabbed this one because it has it has Stephen Deshane holding a gun, you know, and that's the only reason I used it. Same with this one, this is Stephen Deshane's, just his, you know, his lower part, like from his middle of his face to his waist. Same with this one. This is another shot of Roland's dad, giving him a little discipline. So we took, same thing is true with this piece of the Dark Tower. Here's the pencil sketch, and I think there's a chance to like break these things apart and change them a little bit. We'll put those two together too. By the way, guys, if you haven't read The Dark Tower, please stop this video right now, go to the store, buy The Dark Tower, and come back and see me. No, I'm just kidding, guys. Well, not really. You know, I mean, like, maybe you should go. It's real, real good. Like, you'll thank me if you get a chance to read it. Here's some significant stuff. This is the character Martin Broadcloak. He's like the Merlin of the story. A really terrible guy. And he's manipulating everybody in the story, a lot like Merlin did. This right here is the Merlin, the Martin character, drawing a door into a tree and using it. Pretty powerful stuff. All right. Here's another drawing of Eldred Jonas. He's an extremely tough hombre. These guys are only in the book for a sec. These are Taheen, which are animal men. They call them the low men, and they're animals that are turning into humans. So these ones obviously are dogs, and this guy here I think is a pug. Not sure if I can use that or not, but I like it. Now you see this scene right here. This is an incredibly powerful piece of artwork. Like, the book should never have closed. This artwork should just be out there. You know, it's a really, really powerful drawing. Now the problem with these pieces that are so incredible is that you can't use all giant pieces. You know, like collage is about taking large artwork and cutting it up and breaking it apart and reassembling it in another place. All right, so this is what we have for artwork in front of us. Now the surface we're working with is only about this size. So we're real limited in what we're going to be able to do. So we just have to kind of think about it and start working on it, right? Because like I said, we don't want text. So the first thing that I like to do is to use this. This is just a paper cutter. It's a cool one. It's a Fiskars razor cutter. Really works awesome. I really like it. And so for this, all we want to do is remove our text. This has a wire that tells you where the piece is gonna, the razor is gonna go, and helps give you a nice clean edge. And we have to take our text out of, I have to take the text out of all of the pieces. One thing that's a little challenging is word balloons, because a lot of time word balloons overlap artwork. So this is really just about the border, just removing the border. Because there's not much we can do to make that any cooler. Okay. Same with this one. You know, we just want to remove the text. I think we'll hold off on that one. You know, you got to make, when I'm using the paper cutter, it has to be stuff that's straight, you know. If not, just makes a mess. So, you know, there's always going to be room for the razor. This object here in this shot is, they call it Merwin's ball, I think they were calling it. Merwin's orb. This is basically like the seeing globes in the Dark Tower in the Lord of the Rings, where the bad guy can see you. But in the context of this one, this is that the holder can see what they want to see. So she's following Roland and his quartet with that tool. Quartet is a Dark Tower term. It means like, you know, your team or your affiliation, you know. I feel like it more like knights, you know what I mean? Like, they're knights. Quartet is like a group of knights on a quest of some kind. And their quest is the Dark Tower. And Roland basically winds up destroying his life for it. Or really destroying everyone's life that gets to know him in any way. It's a terrible curse on Roland, is that everyone dies. So see, this paper cutter makes the whole deal like a lot quicker. I don't, necessarily love all straight lines, but I prefer them to hundreds of tiny razor lines. Okay. Some more text here. Right. We got other things that we can use. Alright. I'm only going to use part of this, so we can go right to the middle. I really try to keep all the side pieces and stuff because you might get to the end of the collage, think you got everything, and then you find yourself with like a dead spot, that you can't find anything. Whoops. That you can't find anything that you want to put there. Well, if you have some stuff you save that's the same coloration and that kind of stuff, then that will solve that problem. We're going to cut half of the text off of this one, because I still want to use more than I can cut with the razor right there. All right, what else we got? Don't want that one. All right, hold on one second. Sometimes it's not so much text, it's borders. Got to get the borders out too. Frames and stuff. Let's see what else we got for text that we have to remove. Sketch here. Nope. Oh, gotta be careful. now it's like everything I own has paint on it. That's being a painter, I guess. Don't want this jagged edge on here either. Alright, what else we got here? Okay. 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 Right. Looks pretty good, pretty promising. Have the junk stuff we could throw away. One of my big problems is that I'm really bad at throwing things away. You know, like I try to keep way too much stuff. I have like drawers and drawers from old collages that I was going to use that on something else. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not using it on anything else. I'm just making a damn mess with it. So now we do our, oops, looks like I missed one here. Well, we still got to do a little bit more trimming because there's text that didn't fit quite as well, didn't remove quite as well as that stuff. All right. Okay. Okay. Something I love about collaging is, you know, it's for lack of a better term, idiot proof, because if you screw up and cut something too much, you just glue it back together. Something get wrinkled, you put it in a book, roll it out, and use it the next day. Okay. 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 Alright. A little easier to move things around with this little hook than my sticky fingers. Mostly they're just too big. Fingers are just way too big. And I have a really awesome paper spatula. I don't know where the heck it got to. Oops. Oh! There it is. Alright. Alright. Ooh. Gunslinger's dad is such a great drawing. It's just so interesting. Looks like just the same here too. Okay. Sometimes I have to cheat and go with my big scissor. Once you've covered the bulk of your cutting surface, we're in trouble. In trouble, at least, is trying to continue using your razor. Oh. Alright, we got this double shot of Jonas, which I like. Fortunately, the other half of this guy, I think he got used some other way. Yeah, something else that I wanted to use it for. Okay. Okay. Well, lost some quarters here. Missed some quarters here. Okay. Okay. See how our board's doing. Not bad at all. Looks pretty good. So now we know how big of a surface we have that we can work on. And that is not that big. Not that big at all. So I'm going to try to move some of the stuff we were just laying out. Now I got a quick look at it, so I want to get this back in here so we can glue it back down. So now we got our surface glued down here, and we just have to decide how we're going to deal with this. Where'd the small one go? One sec, you guys. Just need another cutting board. It's not what that is. Oh, probably. There we go. Damn it. There we go. Alright, so we just break out a little bit of a smaller cutting board here so that we can start to decide how we want to do this. Okay. So what are we gonna do here? Okay. Okay, let's try. I think I'm gonna try this. So I think what I'm gonna do is there's a really great ruler attached here. It gives you the exact size of what you're working on. think we're going to start about right there. So I think I'm going to go 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. See what happens. 1 inch. Almost done this one, and then we'll jump over to the other one. That one was a little short. Oh, and crooked apparently. Oops. Let's try to straighten that line out here a little. Actually, it doesn't even look that bad, really. I think we'll need this last, the very last one, but the second to last will probably be cool. Alright, so now we do the same like this, right after we take the random stuff off. Well, what did we start with here? I think it was just above the first one anyway. Alright, so we know that's our bottom. Okay. Right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pieces starting about an inch over okay. So it looks like 3, 12, that's 9. Like roughly 9 inches top to bottom. Let's just see where we're at with this one. Let's get off our border real quick. Okay. Oh, blew that one too. A little bit crooked. Whoops, dropped something. Okay. Now, I'm going to go up to our 1 inches. Oop. Okay. All right. Let's just put this right on here. Just take a look at it. Sorry about that, guys. Hmm. Kind of like that. Hmm. Hmm. I think we'll edit that guy. All right. Looks like kind of a cool place to start. We're going to put the pieces I didn't use over here on the side. All right. get more framing off. Always gotta miss some, or it just wouldn't be a project. Oh, nice. And now I've moved all that other stuff around. Another really fun part of collaging is that if you breathe, you move everything around. And every time you breathe, you do that. So this right here, you know, what is it, 9 pieces? It's not too bad. But when you get into 100, 120 and you cough, it screws things up a little. Okay, there we go. Back together. Right, this one we're going to do a little bit different. Cut out Roland. Okay. Okay. Mhm. There's a lot of this, like small adjustments. Shift that, move this. Try to get everything into a spot to kind of make sense, that you feel like you can make it make sense. You know what I mean? Lost my scissors. All right. Whoops. What were we doing? Oh yeah, we were cutting out Mr. Broadcloak here. Okay. Oh, looks like we forgot some text here. Okay. Just pulling off the edge of this guy, of this piece. Get us a little Eldred Jonas in there. I think we're going to use our paper cutter for that one. Our friend Jonas coming in here. Okay. All right. Right. So now we got this big piece in here, which I think we're going to cut over quite a bit. Let's try to clean that up a little. That was real sloppy. Actually looks, if possible, sloppier. torn edge here. And a little tiny bit of text, which sometimes I keep a little text because I find it to be, it's cool to kind of like create a little misdirection inside of our head, you know, like when you look at something and it's free of text, your brain goes to one place. When it has text, your brain goes to a slightly different place. That place is a problem-solving place. Where we are right now is more of a hard to say. Oh, sorry guys. He just wants to play in the background over there, just to mess with us. For some reason all my trims are sticking to my scissors, just driving me crazy. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. There it is. Not loving that. But this is, of course, like a loose interpretation. You know what I mean? Like this is just you know what we're doing right now. Seeing if we can see if we can make some things work. All right. Let's see what else we got up here. Try to pull out some of what we have left. Blood spattered characters. Take out the stuff that are offcuts as much as we can. Whoop. lookout. Just this little skull here. Oops. All right, back to work. I missed a few over here for sure. Oh yeah, there's a character in this story called Rhea of the Coos, which I believe is a part of a town. And we got to get her in there because she is scary. Oh. All right. Little detailed trimming here so that we can get it to be a bit less recognizably square and have it be more about the artwork and less about the printed page. Poking around, see what we have left for unused pieces. Two kind of big ones. Hmm. Hmm. There is just not a lot of pieces left. I was looking for a picture of Rhea, but hmm. I'm gonna try just her head. A little too much breathing again. Definitely bumping into everything and moving it, which is what happens, you know. So only so much we can do, really. And I wish this thing wasn't such a harsh reflection here. See if we can get. Hmm. What else we got? Why do I think I have a tool that cuts circles? Wonder if it works. Let's give it a try. Yeah.
Can you unscrew this? I can't figure out what way it goes. Or this
Okay.
time me what way it goes.
Left. Always goes left. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. If you remember that, that's everything does that.
So this side. And this is...
That's right. So now you want to turn towards you if you want to take it out.
Yeah, but it won't like... The screw's not moving, basically. Well, I can't exactly tell.
I'm trying to use this tool I've never used.
Yeah.
Yeah. These guys told me it was a good idea, so if all goes terribly wrong, I'm blaming my audience.
No one told you what to do, Dad. You don't have fans, basically.
Oh, that's nice. Well, I don't have fans, huh?
Still not working, Dad.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a try.
Here we go. I think you did it wrong, Dad. It's not working. What did you do? Oh, that's the new tool. I don't like that. It's kind of dangerous.
Not real easy to use, actually. Okay. I don't know if that came out any better than... Now I got a big hole in the middle. Ow! Stabbed myself in the hand. Hold on one sec. Yeah, that didn't work out very good. That worked out wicked crappy.
So I don't. Oh! I was so
What is
confused.
that thing?
It's the tattoo spray gun thing.
The what thing?
The tattoo spray gun. I was so confused. Like, I was like, do you put your hand in here or something? It's an airbrush, basically.
Why don't you just use the real airbrush?
No, because you're using... No. And I was like, what is this for? And then I realized it's for this. Here, on the bottom, like this. On the other way.
I'll see you strip that screw by jamming it in and trying to turn it.
I what?
Yeah, see, like if you look, there's a little X that goes in there. Somehow they're all torn apart. Somebody must have tried all the screws.
They're not torn apart.
Yeah, see there's an X that goes in there. There's no X. Right. So it's going to be hard to get out with the screw destroyed. You know, I don't even know. Sometimes you can get it if you really push, but there's just nothing in there.
Just try, please.
I am.
This is a hard time. Did you break it?
No.
You're probably gonna break the screw trying to get the screw out. No, you're gonna break the screwdriver trying to get the screw out. This thing. Oh, it's so hard. I'm just waiting here, like, come on.
Knock my trash
How
over.
long you've been doing this for 2 hours?
Yep.
Did you start late or something?
No.
You're dead.
8 minutes.
Finally.
So you need 4 double
Yes,
A
I
batteries.
was so double it. What is the
Don't
double
lose that. In fact, it's a good idea to kind of screw it back in there, except that it's totally destroyed and we'll probably never be able to take it out again. Take this, put it back where it goes, okay? Whoa, look at that. Oh, they get black.
Thanks, Ed.
All right, catch you on the flip-flop, G. All right. She's right. We've been together about 2 hours at this point. I don't know how you guys are feeling. We're in really good shape on the collage. We're almost out of pieces, which is what we're trying to do. Some weird little stuff on here. So now what I would do is I would photograph this collage and rebuild it with glue. See if there's anything else. Oh, we didn't use that big picture of Roland's dad. Where's that? There it is. Hmm. Okay. I need a good sized picture of a gun. I don't think I cut anything like that out. Damn it. Hmm. All right. Hey guys. All right, well, that's all we have time for today. I feel like the collage came out really good. Let's see if we can get our unit over here, a little square. Hope you guys dig it. Of course, like in the glue phase, whoops. In the glue phase, we're going to change a lot of things. I'm going to do some adjustments here and there. Definitely going to cut out here around the moon to like allow it to stand alone. Maybe line it up here with that one. Let's see what I can make of that. This is the part of the story where it gets extremely difficult to keep things from, blown away and stuff. Or coughing on them or something. Sneeze. Oh my gosh, a sneeze would be the worst thing ever. All right. So that's about what we have time for today. We will continue working on this tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday. And we'll be on Facebook from 3 to 5. And we'll see if we can kind of wrap this thing up. It really cooked. Like we really got through that really, really quickly. So there should be... it should be no problem gluing. The difficult part of gluing is overlapping and figuring out which way to overlap. And if I look at this piece right now, I would say we have some really definite corners, which is good. Definitely have a lot of overlap, but whoops, sorry guys. Whoop. All right.